Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sydney Morning Herald Editor-in-Chief, Mr. Darren Goodsir, to present the Kennedy Award for Outstanding Online News Breaking, sponsored by the Sydney Morning Herald.
The Sydney Morning Herald is very proud to support the Online Breaking News Award tonight. Les Kennedy was the ultimate breaking news reporter, and towards the end of his career was being the polite pesterer of the online news desk that he was, well, throughout the newsroom really, but he was the ultimate breaking news reporter. So the finalists in this category are Fiona Friend, Mark Dodd, Peter Lalor and Simon King from The Australian. Bridie Jabbour, Catherine Murphy, Claire Phipps, Michael Saffey, Fred McConnell, keep going, Helen Davidson, Ben Doherty, Oliver Millman and Cole Walquist of The Guardian, and Nick Ralston, my colleague from the Sydney Morning Herald. And the winner is Fiona Friend, Mark Dodd, Peter Lalor and Simon King from The Australian. Congratulations.
The Australians online team broke the news of the Philip Hughes tragedy and maintained a minute-by-minute coverage from the pitch at the SCG to the heartbreaking decision to switch off his life support and the farewell service in his hometown of Maxville.
In the arms of an angel, fly away from here.
Thank you everybody for this award. Like the Sydney siege, this is a story that none of us wanted to happen. Philip Hughes' death obviously broke the hearts of the nation, but we were fortunate enough to have the great cricket reporter Peter Lalor at the SCG at the time. Unfortunately, Peter is at Trent Bridge tonight. He'd probably rather be here with us all. After Peter broke the story, we on the Australians online desk were able to pick up the story, and through my colleague Mark Dodd, Scott Henry, Miranda Murphy, Anne Barraclough, Tom Crystal and our whole digital team went through this awful tragedy, as we all know, for the better part of the week, and through to the funeral service in Maxville, where Simon King picked up the services on behalf of the Australians coverage. And thank you all for giving us this award, and to everyone in online journalism. It's a great new medium, and we all know what we do, and it's a great medium to be working in.
What a fabulous night this has been. I know there's a lot of consternation, and understandably so, about the fragmentation of the mass media. But after seeing the quality of the finalists and the winners tonight, you'd have to say that exceptional journalism is alive and well, and this category is obviously no exception. The finalists are Janet Fife Yeomans from the Daily Telegraph,
Louise Hall, the Sydney Morning Herald,
Dan Fox and Greg Berra, the Australian. And the winner is Louise Hall from the Sydney Morning Herald.
Louise Hall's legal contacts led her to a story that a New South Wales judge made extraordinary comments from the bench comparing incest and pedophilia to homosexuality. Her exclusive story prompted a public outcry. The Attorney-General was forced to refer the judge to the powerful Judicial Commission, which will now decide his fate.
Thanks, everyone. I would like to thank the Sydney Morning Herald editorial leadership team, particularly Darren Goodsir, Judith Whelan, Lisa Davies, and our Justice Editor, Nick Ralston, in particular for being very flexible and providing a workplace where somebody doing the work-life balance that so many female journalists are doing, really allowing us to do that. I really appreciate that, thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the MEAA's Women in Media project, of which Tracy is chair, is that right? And I would really encourage any female journalist who is, trying to do the juggle to get involved in that. It's an excellent program, and I want to thank my mentor, Sky News' Selena Edmonds. Thanks. She's not here tonight, but she's been fabulous. I also want to acknowledge our fellow court reporters, Paul Bibby, Steph Gardner, Michaela Whitburn, and also Mariana Papadakis, who isn't here tonight, but Mariana, I'm sure Les would be so proud of the wonderful court reporter that you have become. And I would like to dedicate this award to a former Herald court reporter, currently on maternity leave, Kim Arlington. This one's for you. Thank you.
To present the Kennedy Award for Outstanding Reporting on the Environment, would you please welcome the CEO of Greenpeace Australia, David Ritter, New South Wales Greens MP, David Shoebridge, and Luke Shepard, representing the sponsors for this award, Suez Environment.
When you care deeply about an issue regarding the environment, there can be nothing worse than giving your story to a journalist and seeing it cut down to a 300-word brief or butchered by an editor. But when you give it to a journalist who takes it on and deals with it with passion and integrity and tells the story in such a way that you protect something that's precious or you change people's minds, well, then you know that between politics and journalism, we've got a system that's working, and that's what all three of these stories have in common.
We have three finalists here tonight. The first finalist is Matthew Kelly from the Newcastle Herald.
Second finalist, Marianne Wilkinson, Ali Russell and Mario Christodoulou, Four Corners, ABC TV.
And the third finalist is Anne Davies from the Sydney Morning Herald.
I'm pleased to announce that the winner is Matthew Kelly, the Newcastle Herald.
Matthew Kelly's series of stories on uncovered coal wagons forced the Environment Protection Authority into further research on the human health impacts in the Hunter. At one stage, he invited the community to send in their own samples before the Newcastle Herald's campaign, which included 10,000 signatures on a petition, prompted a parliamentary debate and an upper house inquiry.
Alone on the sea, you became the light on the dark side of me.
When our editor, Chad Watson, gave me this assignment 3 years ago, he said that I had 6 months to get the coal wagons in the Hunter Valley covered, so on that front I've failed miserably. But in the meantime, I think we've certainly uncovered far more than we ever expected to on the issue of the impact of coal movements from the Hunter Valley to the Port of Newcastle. So not only coal dust, but a whole range of particulate and subsidiary pollution issues. I'd just like to acknowledge the other people who have contributed to this ongoing project. My parliamentary political reporting colleague, Michelle Harris, our industrial reporter, Ian Kirkwood, Alison Branley when she was at the Newcastle Herald, and of course Chad Watson, because this was the first campaign that he kicked off when he became editor, so thank you very much.
Alone on the sea, you became the light on the dark side of me.